Last time we explored how 4th and 5th century Christian theologians, all of them being Mediterranean male elites, were able to discover or invent a treasury of information about Mary, the mother of Jesus, and answer questions about her that the New Testament documents remained silent on. Mediterranean cultural expectations of what a mother is and what a maid is, together with the principle of fittingness, provided the raw material for all subsequent Mariology and Marian devotion. With these, the Mediterranean elite male Christian theologians created Mary the symbol. And make no mistake, it is this symbol that has been employed ever since for hegemony. However, it is important to recognize that psychology was completely lacking in this philosophical and theological enterprise. Ancient Mediterraneans were anti-introspective. Therefore, they judged people stereotypically and never by way of individual or psychological descriptions and explanations. So, these elite Mediterranean male philosophers stereotype Mary, but with fitting and proper stereotypical descriptions only. Therefore, philosophically, they transform Mary into an ideological cipher for the Mediterranean feminine, virgin, and mother. Thus, they shaped Mary to symbolize something significant about womanhood, albeit in their own particular cultural context. And therefore they excluded from Mary anything that they deemed to be a female negative. I'm talking female biological realities, folks. You know, ruptured hymens, menstrual bleeding, and whatnot. These theologians of the 4th and 5th centuries were a Mediterranean elite male club, and they degraded all that female negative biological stuff and eliminated it from Mary the symbol. In their hands, you see, Mary became too good to be a woman. By the way, this removing the female negative from Mary, that wasn't a Christian original, friends. So don't call it that, and don't blame Christianity for that as if they had done that the first time ever. Pre-Christian theologians were elite Mediterranean males also, and they assessed the feminine the same and did the same with their goddesses like Isis, Sybil, Artemis, Demeter, and others. How could they not do this, given their Mediterranean male penchant for biological ignorance, misogyny, and absolute dread of the feminine? And just as Mediterranean polytheists had done, so too in their wake, Mediterranean Christians did the same with Mary. In an earlier video presentation, we spoke about how monotheism began permeating Western Europeans. It was not because of Jesus or his henotheistic friends. Neither Jesus nor Paul were apostles of monotheism. To think otherwise is anachronism. Instead, monotheism blossomed because of the supreme Roman monarchy dominating the whole world. That served as fitting analog for monotheism to set up shop. Don't think of Christians in the 5th century as American believers, folks. As Dr. Bruce Molina explains, religion in this time only existed embedded in either politics or kinship. These social institutions controlled all religion, including Christianity, the political religion of Emperor Constantine. The Christian Nicene profession of faith, proclaimed by Constantinian Christians in the 5th century, expressed a political position. Ultimately, confessing Jesus as Deus Homo, God-man, was identical to proclaiming the Roman Emperor as the apple of God's eye. Since confessing Jesus this way meant proclaiming the Emperor as God's chief interest in the universe, it also bestowed divine attributes onto the Roman ruler, who, other than God, appointed him Emperor. Here we can see the insidiousness of Marian hegemony. For if Mary is the mother of God, does she not occupy the same role in relation to Jesus that the emperor's mother enjoyed with her son? This political understanding is communicated throughout icons of Mary and Jesus. In Marian hegemony serving imperial interests, we have left the peasant Galilean village of Jesus and Mary far behind. Proclaiming Mary queen means raising the emperor's mother to supernatural heights. In this Marian hegemony, subjects of the Roman ruler owe the mother of the emperor extreme respect, the respect of something supernatural. And calling Mary lady also is Marian hegemony. It raises medieval aristocratic families into the supernatural. And who filled up all those new religious orders exploding in the Middle Ages? They were mostly populated by children born into aristocratic families. And in perfect Marian hegemony, they called Mary Bride of Christ, which at first sounds odd, maybe a little incestuous, but that goes away quickly since long before, Mary had been stripped of all sexuality and most female biological qualities. These aristocratic religious accomplished another Marian hegemony by extolling the role of aristocratic virgins. Once again, powerful great ones had elevated themselves and their social class into the supernatural, thereby betraying the Galilean peasant Jesus. Let's put our thinking caps on. I'd invite you to think very hard about hegemony, using Mariology, using Marian devotions and doctrine as weapons. As Catholics in the pews sing, "Gentle woman, quiet dove," whose interests are being served, adopting these Marian titles and supposed experiences of Mary? Think about recent popes who fall asleep at the wheel as children are being raped. They call Mary the ideal Mediterranean mother, and they urge all contemporary females to stay within their traditional roles. They praise a Galadriel called Mary with lofty words, and they give her lofty titles. But like Bruce Molina says, never executive, never career woman, never athlete, never president, never stockbroker, never priest, and never bishop. Marian hegemony explains why.